Welcome to this big place that we call Alcosan. Alcosan stands for Allegheny County Sanitary Authority. What we do here, we clean wastewater. The water that comes from your sink and from your bathroom and from your kitchen and your schools, that's the water that we take care of here at Alcosan. I'm Mr. Mark, and I am joined today by Frankie. We're standing at Alcosan's Bioswale. We like to keep everything green here at Alcosan. For example, we have a special way to pave our parking lots with a porous pavement. That means when it rains, the water goes through the pavement and into the ground instead of puddling over pavement. Another way that we help to manage rainwater is our green roof. It's called a green roof because we grow plants up there to help manage rainwater flow. We also have a bioswale that is fed water that comes from the roof down a rain chain and lands in the bioswale. We are now going to take a tour of Alcosan. Come on, Frankie, let's go. We've been doing this for a long time. We got things started in 1946 and we turned on the plant in 1959. Dirty water travels to Alcosan in big pipes and goes into a wet well by gravity. We have a two-part cleaning process. Primary, where we use machines, and secondary, where we use science, mostly biology, to treat the dirty water. Inside the main pump station, there are 6 huge pumps. Every day, 2 of those huge pumps move about 250 million gallons of dirty water into a well that is about 120 feet deep. Within this building, you will find yourself at the lowest part of Allegheny County. Here in the well, you can see all the waste that is coming through the sewers to Alcosan. We take all that trash out before we start cleaning. The first stop for that dirty water from the wet well is our big screening racks. They help to move the big pieces of trash. These 6 very large machines have big metal teeth that are spaced 3/4 of an inch apart, about the size of your thumb. These metal teeth catch bottles, balls, and big stuff. Then all that trash is put into a truck and taken to a garbage dump or landfill. Once we get the big stuff out of the water, there are still some small bits left. Little rocks, sand, little pebbles that we call small pieces of grit. There are 6 big tanks that swirl thousands of gallons of water around, so that heavier grit falls to the bottom. Then it gets pulled away with a big turning screw, leaving behind water that is just a big cleaner. So far, we have moved the big junk and lots of smaller bits. Here you can see that the water moves more slowly. These big paddles skim gently across the top of the water to remove floating material. The heavier stuff falls to the bottom of the tank and is scraped away. This is where the stuff that gets flushed down the toilet eventually lands. That gets pumped into another building to be dealt with later. Before 1970, we added chemicals to the water and we put it back into the river. We make sure that we follow the rules made by the Environmental Protection Agency, which is a government group also known as the EPA. Years later, we built this system of blue pipes. These pipes take all the nasty, smelly air out of these tanks. We mix that clean air with special chemicals so that we can send the clean air back outside. To help make sure that we follow the rules, we built a secondary treatment, or biological part of Alcosan. These microorganisms, or bugs as we call them, are so small you can't see them with your eye. These bugs have a lot of work to do. They are constantly eating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These bugs never take a rest. We have all ages of bugs, some young, some old. These bugs are constantly eating human waste and making the water cleaner. From the buggy biological tanks, the water moves to what we call our final clarifiers. This is where we collect the bugs and they get a chance to take a short nap before going back in to the aeration tanks. Can you see along the edges here? The cleaner water that Alcosan has made is being filtered out, and it has just a few more steps to make. The clean water now moves on to what we call our disinfecting stage. This is where we put super bleach into the water. It has an important cleaning job to do. This is where the super bleach is stored. A big word for it is sodium hypochlorite. Now the super bleach has done its job, it's time to remove the bleach through a slow process called dechlorinization. We use a base called sodium bisulfate to the chlorine water so that it will become neutral and safe to go back into the river. The water floats slowly through these paths for a little over 20 minutes, getting more and more clean. Now the slow, lazy river ride is over, and it's time for the clean water to pick up speed as it nears the end of this Alcosan cleaning journey. It is moving very fast and is making a lot of noise. Although the water is clean, you cannot drink it. Alcosan does not make drinking water, but it does clean dirty water and return it back into the Ohio River. This clean water is now returned to its natural environment. Fish will live in this water, people can boat, swim, and go fishing in this water, and we can all enjoy cleaner water because the work that Alcosan does every day. Thank you for joining us today on our tour of Alcosan. We'll see you next time. Bye.